What's the deal, my people? Welcome to my channel, Panama's OG Truth. It's a pleasure to be here with y'all today. I appreciate y'all joining me. And today, we're going to be talking about my boy, Jason Taylor, known as The Game, West Coast. This shit is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But it's a cautionary tale. It's the truth. Like I said, that's all I know how to do, man. Is give it to you raw and uncut, bring it to you, the way I see it. I don't mean to offend nobody, disrespect nobody. Let's get this understood from the get-go. This is not YouTube's point. This is not nobody's point, nobody's opinion, but mine's and mine's only. And we're going to leave it at that. Now, that being said, I know everybody's talking about The Game and Wack 100, having a fallout. That's what it looks like. Or as they say, there's smoke in paradise. Okay? And if you don't know, just let me give you a little recap before I get into The Game. He caught a sexual harassment case or a sexual assault case back in 2015. Okay? And the young lady that filed this sexual harassment case, she ended up winning the lawsuit. Okay? She ended up winning the lawsuit, and she was suing The Game for 10 million. And she ended up winning about 7.1, some shit like that. So The Game, he really brought this upon himself. Let's keep that 100. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. Like I said, I'm gonna bring it to you 100. He brought this upon himself. He lost the lawsuit straight up because he didn't show up to court. Now, what kind of shit is that? You have this lady, this young lady, they're saying that you sexually assaulted her, okay? And you already know, in this time and date, that type of shit right there will cost you. It'll cost you your freedom, or it'll hit you in your pockets. Sometimes, both ways. So, it's kind of stupid, if you ask me, and I think you'll agree with me, that he would not show up to the court. I mean, that's some shit you got to take care of. You understand? You got to take care of that. You go in there with your attorney, and your attorney does his thing, but he goes to war. He fights for you. You got to give yourself a chance. But if you don't show up to court, automatically, you throwing the noose around your neck. And that's exactly what Mr. Jason Taylor, Chuck Taylor, The Game time, he fucked up. He should have took his ass to court with his attorney and made old girl look like she was fucking lying, and he would have had a chance to beat the case. Now, if he did what he did, and from what I see, from what I hear, he did it in front of numerous people, that's just stupid. So like I said, I'm not condoning anything. I'm not saying that it was okay, because I don't believe in shit like that, okay? Simple as that. You ain't got to do no shit like that. If you want to get with a female, if you shooting your shot at the female, do it in private. A lot of females dag one way in public, but if you catch them one-on-one, if you catch them, privately, it's a whole different story. And I believe this was the case with this young lady. I'm not going to say her name. You can read it. But either way, The Game, he brought this upon himself. So he don't go to court. The court day that, that he was supposed to be there, he don't show up. And the judge, he awards the young lady. Basically like, all right, you don't want to show up to court, motherfucker? All right. I'm going to rule in her favor. You ain't even have the decency to respect to come to my courtroom. So that's a sign of disrespect for the judge. And the judge took that shit personally and hit his ass. Hit his ass where it counts. So he tried to fight it. He tried to file an appeal, and they shot that shit down. They're like, man, get that shit out of here, man. You had your chance. We're not gonna go against the lower court. You know, those are our comrades. We gotta support each other. That's how them people think. You give a fuck how much money you got. They're gonna support each other. So what they do, they threw that bullshit appeal that you filed. They threw that shit to the side, and they made you hold up the verdict. You lost because you didn't show up. Straight up. I mean, dumbass fuck. But he didn't show up. So when he realized the type of money that he was gonna be losing, he was like, wait a minute, you know, I gotta do something. You know, I can't let these motherfuckers take my money. You know, I don't work hard and a bitch for this money. Shit. And he has. You know, he's been through all kinds of slave contracts. Let's keep it real. But when Jimmy Henchman, which was his first manager, got locked up, shout out to Jimmy Henchman, you know what I'm saying? Wack 100, aka Baby Suge Knight, he took over the game's career. And at first, Wack was doing his thing. But as time has, you know, progressed, it seems to me like Wack is more focused on his career than any of his artists' career. I mean, we all see Wack 100. This motherfucker is everywhere talking shit about everybody and their mama. All right? But we're not going to get into that right now. We're going to keep it strictly right now. Chuck, the game. So what he does a desperation move. Because he knows that anything, any type of money, any type of income that he brings in, they're going to garnish that shit. They're going to give it to a girl. The little light-skinned honey. The mixed breed. They got to give it to her. So what he does, he signs over, you know, he gives his power of attorney to his manager, Wack 100. So what this does, he's giving Wack 100 control over his finances, his income, all his royalties from his last album, Drillmatic, which was, it was all right, better than what I expected. But he ain't seen no fruits of that shit. So he's even having to give up his Cash App, his PayPal, his Zelle, whatever the fuck, any type of income, any type of wealth income that he was getting, they were garnishing his shit. They were hitting him upside the head. He was feeling that shit. Because a lot of these rappers, yeah, they got a bunch of cars, houses, jewelry, or whatever. But believe me, if you're not Jay-Z or one of them motherfuckers, you spend more money than what you're bringing in, you know, and that's what they do. So he felt that shit quick. So he transfers, you know, all his power of attorney, all his, you know, finances, cars, houses. He put all that shit on Wack's name. Now, that's kind of fucked up because, you know, I guess he trusts Wack or he trusted him. But Wack ain't nothing but a little bully, all right? He's one of them cats, you know, that he knows the game in and out. He learned from Suge Knight. He learned from, you know, the streets. He learned from, you know, the penitentiary. So he's well tuned. He's very, very slick, versed, bully motherfucker. Straight up. He makes Suge Knight, you know, literally, he makes Suge Knight look like a dumbass. Because Suge Knight was all about muscle. Shit. Wack, this motherfucker has the muscle. Because the nigga got hands. We already seen that. But he's slick with that shit. And he knows how to combine both. And he knows how to do it. He knows how to bring it. So he's obviously, allegedly, dipping in the game's finances. I mean, let's keep it 100, man. You know, for real. You got motherfuckers out here that, if they have access to your finances, your money, and they're able to dip and take, they'll do it. They'll do it. No questions asked, especially in that industry. especially in that industry. So the game put all his fucking money, that big ass mansion he has in Calabasas, you know, he transferred all that shit. So on paper, Wack 100 owns all that shit. All in red Rolls Royces and Bentleys and shit this nigga be rolling in. Yeah. Wack 100 legally owns. He owns all that. So the game is basically right now, he's fighting for his life. Literally. All right? Like I said, man, all that shit could have been avoided. But he did it to himself. And now he talking about he want to head up fade, you know, with Wack. And also Suge Knight, which I don't see that one happening. We all know Suge Knight locked up, 28-year sentence. So unless Mr. Jason Taylor lands in a penitentiary, in the same penitentiary where Suge is at, that shit ain't happening. So we're going to move that shit to the side, and we're going to come back to Wack. So what's going to happen when they run into each other? The game says on sight. And we already know Wack ain't running from no fist fight. Give a fuck how big the dude is. The game a big old motherfucker. That's a transformer, about 6'4". Wack about what, 5'7", 5'8"? So that'd be interesting. I would like to see that. I would like to see that. But, you know, I'm not going to poke fun at this shit. This is just a lesson for my youngsters out there. For my, you know, how could I say? My people that's making that bread. It could be, you know, a rapper. It could be an athlete. It could be a dope man. You could be a scammer. Whatever the fuck you doing out there to get paid, all right? Legally or illegally. Like I said, whatever your shit is, whatever your hustle is, I don't speak on that. All I'm saying is, if you meet a female and you want to get in them draws, all right? Don't do no shit like that. Especially if you have, you know, a lot of assets, you know, that you can lose. You know, it's one thing when you have dope money, you can hide that shit, you know, better. But when you have legal money, like the game, then people got your ass. So you done transfer that money to Wack, and Wack basically done, this nigga robbing you. Allegedly. Allegedly, let me say that. He's robbing you. So now you feel like, fuck, what can I do? So you talking about you want the head up fade. Let's see what happens, man. Like I said, this is a cautionary tale. Upcoming rap artists, athletes, you know, be careful. You're out there in the clubs or whatever. In his case, his reality show. And you trying to show out, trying to be the big dog. You got a couple of drinks under your belt. You feeling good. You got to be careful, man. You're no longer a regular person. You got a status, you got an image. You got sharks out there, women and men, that are looking for the smallest little thing to capitalize on your ass and hit you upside the head for your hard-earned money, straight up. And if you give them that opportunity, they'll get your ass. And that's the case right now with Mr. Taylor, the game. That's the case right now with him. He put himself out there thinking with his dickhead, letting the alcohol talk, and he embarrassed her. That's what happened. If he would have caught her one-on-one, nobody around, I guarantee you that shit goes different. Once again, I'm not saying that was okay what he did. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is he could have went about it differently. He fucked up. And you fast forward now to what's going on, and Wack's like, man, nigga, you hurting my pockets. You my artist. I'm out here trying to get you, you know, deals, you know. But anything that you make, you ain't getting that shit. So all Wack gives a fuck is about money. He don't give a fuck about nothing else. So the game's in a fucked up spot. So I don't wish that shit on nobody. But at the end of the day, that shit could have been avoided. So lesson learned. Lesson learned. Like I said, don't think with your dickhead. Stop trying to show out in public. Stop trying to be a fucking untouchable. That's how these dudes be thinking, like they're untouchable. Nah, homie. Ain't nobody untouchable. So, it is what it is, man. This is going to be interesting to see what the fuck goes on, you know. Are they going to catch that fade? We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. Like I said, I know Wack ain't running from no fade. So we'll see. Shit, make it happen. Make it happen. Y'all might be able to do that little celebrity shit. Have somebody film that shit. You know, make some money off of it. You know, that's what I would do. Fuck it. You need the money. So, you know, once again, y'all, man, I appreciate y'all joining me today, man. And this shit goes on, man, and it comes up so fast that it's hard to keep up with, you know. Every time you look up, man, there's some bullshit going down. So, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Stay blessed up, man. Stay blessed up. Be careful. Pay attention to your surroundings. And for my grown men that are out there, you know, trying to take care of their business, trying to take care of their family, I never forget. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't forget what I'm going to tell you. I was probably about 19 years old. Barely been locked up about 2 years. And I never forget what an old school convict told me. He said, you know what, youngster? He said, a lot of y'all out here thinking that it's all about being tough. You know, about flexing, having people fear you. He's saying it ain't about that. He said the best thing you can do that's gangster, the best gangster ass shit you can do is take care of your family. Take care of your family. Not go out there and ride for your hood. You know, that's bullshit. You know, not go out there and sell a bunch of dope so you could, you know, show off or whatever. Nah, that shit ain't. It's taking care of your family. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave y'all with that. Much love. God bless. Stay tuned. Panama OG Truth.